Quiet Conversations. Button. Quiet Conversations. PK series. This is actually part what? Part 3. Yeah, it's part 3.
Okay.
With Andisiwe Mahlangu. I don't know why I always used to call you Andiswa.
Yo,
I don't know where I got that one from.
No, yeah, no.
But yeah.
We rebuke. I have nothing against the name Andiswa, but
Yeah.
it's Andisiwe.
Yeah,
It's
Andisiwe.
this difference, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And action. So, it's been a long time coming. Hi.
Hi.
How you been?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay, yeah.
That's good.
Yes, and yourself?
I've been good. I've been good. Yeah. There's been a lot going on in life, but you know, adulting is adulting.
Yes.
Madlanga Commission was happening.
It's lit.
Everything
It's
in life
lit.
has been happening, but
Yes.
you know what?
Electricity prices.
They're going up. You know, everything is just going
It's
up.
adulting, like you
Adulting.
said.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Andisiwe Mahlangu.
Yes.
I don't know why I keep wanting to say Dr. Mahlangu, but I know it's your sister.
Wow.
Ushuti need a PhD.
Wow. Wow. Pressure.
Yeah.
Pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. Ne? So looking at the topic that we're going to be diving into, if you had one question, or if you had the first question that you wanted to ask, or you want to be asked, what would it be? And how would you respond to that question?
How? You haven't. You can't like maybe outline like what the theme is,
No,
so that I can like
No, the theme is just
mentally
PK.
prepare how to
That's
what
fine.
question do I want to ask.
Yeah.
The theme.
The theme. It's just the PK.
Oh, it's just that. Oh, well, okay.
Just talking to any PK,
Okay.
yeah.
So a question that I would want to ask.
Yes.
Ask.
Or a question that you'd love to be asked, or
That I would love to be asked.
yes. And how would you respond to that question?
So ngibuza i-question ngiphinde
Opinion.
ngiyaphendula.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. The question that I would like to be asked is how is it to be a Christian?
How is it to be a
Yes, how
Christian?
is it to be a Christian? Like, how is life as a Christian? That is a very broad question.
Yeah.
But the reason why that's a question that I'd like to be asked is because I feel like it's a question that requires an honest answer and a
Okay.
genuine answer and not a
Okay.
performative answer, you know? So if I was given that space and that platform to actually answer, like, how is it like to be a Christian? Yeah, I think that would be a interesting conversation starter. Yeah.
And how would you respond to that question?
I don't know if my response to it would be controversial or concerning or but my response to it would be like it's difficult.
It's difficult.
I think it's difficult
Why would your response be controversial?
because you know when you speak about the church and Christianity, I feel like the PR, I don't know, is meant to be a certain way. You're meant to speak about it just in a positive light. Because as soon as you mention maybe certain things that are not as positive, it seems like you are attacking the faith or you're attacking the belief,
Yeah.
whereas that's not the case. You're just being honest about your experiences, basically, you know? But I feel like when we enter a room or in a platform or around a table and we speak about the faith and Christianity,
Yeah.
it needs to be positive, you know. If you say something that's a bit negative, you must say, "Oh, mara hayi uNkulunkulu khona." "Oh, mara hayi kuzolunga." "Oh, mara hayi." So it's like you're trying to cover the fact
Yeah.
that what you're experiencing is not so ideal. It's not so it's not comfortable. You know,
You're just
so,
putting icing on the cake.
Yes, you just need to decorate it kancane.
Has it been a difficult journey for you being a PK?
Being a PK. I feel like yes.
And maybe sorry to jump in, but
No, it's
just
fine.
for you to kind of think of it from that question of the controversy.
Yeah.
And then, how has your life as a PK been? Like, what was your difficulty in
Yeah.
terms of that? Yeah.
Yeah. My difficulty in terms of a PK, I think it's twofold, right? Um, I think maybe peers, right? Like age mates, younger people. When you say you're a PK, they think that you probably think you're royalty.
Yeah.
Or that when you like enter the room or enter the church, you expect some sort of treatment, like special treatment, because your parents are like the pastors in the house. So they think maybe it's an assumption,
Yes.
but that's how then one is treated sometimes. That, oh, wait, you're a PK, so you're expecting to be treated as royalty. You expect it to be treated like you are, better than everyone else, which is not the case at all. At
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
We're all the same, But then also with the elders, the expectations are there with the
Yes.
older people from the church. There's a level of I'm trying not to be too not to be too harsh. I don't want anything I say to come out a bit like
Don't worry.
harsh.
Don't worry, your mom
But-
doesn't watch.
But like there's a level of entitlement that
Okay.
older people in the church have when it comes to PKs,
Yes.
where they're like, it's like we are their kids as well. And because our parents are like doing that, preaching, they're the pastors, they're the face of the church, I guess. You as a child, you need to be molded into a certain way
Yes,
because
yes.
you're under that certain brand or under that certain umbrella, which then you're not allowed to be an individual in a sense, because you're kind of like forced into a certain narrative that they've built for you, and that's how literally my experience has been as well. When I was young, I didn't like see it as much because I was just a kid, and you know what, I'll just follow the rules. But now, when I become a teenager, a young adult, now I'm starting to figure myself out, what I want out of life. What does Christianity mean to me? What does a relationship with God mean to me? What does going to church actually mean to me? I don't want to just go to church because it's a routine. There actually must be a reason why I'm going to church. So I'm trying to figure things out. There's certain things within the faith that I question, that I'm uncomfortable with, so I have questions. There's certain things like that, but there's no room for that.
For that.
Yeah, it's like there's an expectation that you must just follow a certain path in a certain order because your parents are, So yeah.
And did you experience any types of stigma as well?
Stigma, like I think the stigmas that I mentioned, the one about you think you're royalty.
Yeah.
You think that you're better than others, which is not the case.
Did you get into places where you were, like where you actually had to say, no, I'm not a PK?
I'm not a PK.
Yeah, in spaces where you didn't have to show off that you're a PK and get there, and people like see you as just a regular person.
I could say, like, let's say, for example, if I meet someone or I'm in a group with people, then we're having discussions and stuff like that, and then should it come out that I am a PK,
Yeah.
they start treating me differently. And it's like, oh, we were chilled, we were fine, we were okay. It's like, no, but you're a PK, oh, mfundisi,
Yeah.
you're going to start preaching the Bible to us and wada. So there's that aspect of it. But then the other aspect of it, I know the reputation that a lot of PKs have is that they rebel, right? What's umuntu vele when they're PK, they are within the streets, they do the most, they do whatever, right?
Actually, why is it that? Why do PKs rebel? Actually,
Rebel. Yeah. I don't want it to sound like I'm encouraging it or what do they call it? Condoning.
Condoning,
Yeah, I don't want it
yeah.
to sound like I'm condoning it, but the pressure that you have from like the church community or the Christian community, I think because you don't have the platform to be an individual, then you'll go to the extremes to kind of like find your voice and be an individual to a point where then you end up maybe rebelling because it's like you want to prove that point that, listen, I'm my own person. I am my own person. So you can't force me into this umbrella, you know, which then unfortunately others even end up losing like the faith. Others even turn their back against the faith because it's like I'm not being accepted as who I am. I'm being forced into a certain identity that it's not for me. So
how was your the life of your father as a pastor and your life and your relationship together from your side, your experience of your father being a pastor, and at the same time your experience of your sibling and your mom, you know, seeing that family life,
the dynamics.
yes, those dynamics, how was that life?
Yeah. I will first say that like I appreciate my parents for wanting to build like a happy and comfortable home for us, right? So they really did put in
Is
the
that
effort.
the PR answer?
No. they really did. They really did make an effort to we were kids. We were allowed to be kids in the house, but it was very evident that we were being raised by pastors. In terms of the rules, the morals, the strictness of it. The Sunday is church. Friday is half night prayer or whole night prayer. Like, you know, that certain things you can't slide, or certain things like you can't, you know, negotiate or anything like that. Like it was religious. So I was raised in a religious home, but my parents did also though make the effort of building relationships with us outside of the fact that they are pastors. So they did play the role of being a mother, being a dad, you know, us being kids, raising us, but that element of them being pastors. Like you'll find though, for spending time together, and then there's a situation happening at church or with a church member, then they kind of, you know, attend to that, and it's like,
What about us?
you know, but then we grew to understand it, and I guess it's a matter of just finding the balance, you know, as we grew older. But yeah, they made their efforts to not make us suffocate within their pastoral roles.
And how was your relationship with your dad?
In general.
In general as well.
Oh yeah, no, my dad and I were besties. Yeah, we were very, very close. Very close. He was very playful. Liked making jokes. Like any room he enters, he wants to leave people with a smile or a laugh, right? And I also like laughing. I like being goofy and everything like that. So that was literally just us. At home, they called us Tom and Jerry, you know? Because, yeah, man, even when we like quarrel, it would be for silly things. And then we're back together. We were literally like best friends, honestly. So, yeah, I enjoyed doing a lot of things with my dad.
Was there ever a point where you felt like the church is taking up more time of most of your dad's time than more than your time, type of thing?
No, I don't think so, because I think like should there be instances where I felt like ish, but now it's becoming like a bit too much, I'd speak about it before it became excessive. You know, I'd be like, you know, quality time as a family matters and stuff like that. Is there a way to balance certain, is there a way to balance certain things out? Are there boundaries? Like, I'd have conversations with them. I'd ask them, like, okay, but let's say, like, we're sitting at night watching a movie and then there's, like, an emergency. Like, what do you do? Because sometimes, like, you don't even wait for the situation to happen. You build a scenario and be like, okay, should this scenario happen, what do we do as a family? So that there is that balance of, you know, yes, you're attending to a church, but you also have a family. You have kids and stuff like that. So I haven't gone through a point where I had felt neglected like that. I think because I spoke about it prior, and if maybe there was a little situation, I mentioned it prior, you know. So yeah, no.
Okay, that's interesting. Then church hurt. What traumas were you? What traumas did you experience in that
Yeah.
aspect?
How long do you have?
Ooh, we've got let's see. We've got time.
Yeah.
Got time.
Yeah, where would I even begin when it comes to church hurt?
Mm.
I can't think right now of. Okay, I can think of a specific situation right now. But it's not the people's fault.
Yeah.
But for me, I feel like it added to how I was already feeling about the church. I get it, the church, the body of Christ.
Yes.
I'm not speaking specifically
Yes,
churches.
yes.
I'm saying the body of Christ.
Yeah.
So
That's the only church, but yeah.
yeah, but I'm being technical. I'm being technical. My dad's passing. Again, I don't think they did this on purpose or anything. I think they had good intentions, right? But the church hurt me in the way they were shoving it down my throat that it's God's will. And in that moment, it's like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because right now, this, like, someone that matters so much to me is gone. Like, permanently gone. So right now, I'm questioning life. I'm questioning the purpose of life, the point of life.
Yeah.
What is life? I'm questioning God. That same God that you are telling me it's His will, I'm questioning Him. So now if you're telling me it's His will, hey, you're making me question Him even more.
Why does His will not have what you call those tires? But yeah.
I'm not a break.
I'm not more.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm questioning His will, but it was like shoved down my throat. And then to a point where, hey,
but you're going to hell for this one.
Literally, there was someone that said to me, being angry at God is a sin.
Oh wow.
Yes. I was told 9-9.
So what about Lamentations? But yeah.
I was told 9-9.
What about
Mind
David?
you, while I'm still, it wasn't even like we hadn't even buried him yet. So it was still within those days. Yes, we have a whole week. We have a whole week.
To be honest, man, I wish we could have
Before-
punished those things sometimes.
Before, see, yeah, well, so during that whole week, I was told the person came, they sat down next to me, and they're like, no, we understand the pain you're going through, and they're speaking, they're like, yeah, but I just want to let you know, being angry at God is a sin. Being angry at the will of God is a sin.
Was this a church leader or just a congregant?
It was a church leader,
Oh wow. Oh wow, okay. Yo,
a senior of a church.
it's a difficult one. And how do you think they could have handled that situation?
Rather not talk to me.
But now, you see, now it came out of love, trying to say, you know, maybe they thought, Uti, you were going to get to a point where you're now rebelling.
Repent.
No, rebelling against God, and now because you're questioning God, and you're trying to find answers to why this is happening, and then at the end of the day, you end up saying, you know what, because mostly as PKs, you would be thinking, which this person that my dad has been serving and working for and working hard and doing all these things for, now this same person takes my dad away from me. So they can be that situation in your life where you're just feeling like, you know what, I think I can't, this God is hurting me, so I can't be in that space. So maybe Nabo, they're just trying to avoid you from getting to, kind of prevent you from getting to that point.
Yeah.
Where you end up.
Like, try to meet me where I am. Like, try to find out even the simple question, how are you feeling right now?
Yeah.
Just that simple question, how are you feeling right now? I'll say, I don't know. Or I'll say, I feel numb. My answers are probably going to be short. I'm in pain, you know?
Yeah.
But let me see that you see me in that moment. And don't make me feel like it's an opportunity to preach in that moment. Because that, for me, it's It's inconsiderate, it's insensitive, it's, and that's the problem essentially that I have with Christians, is that I feel like they lack a lot of emotional intelligence and they can't read a room. Like, they're so ready to open a verse and preach a person without even having a diagnosis, if that's what we can say it, without even understanding the situation and the person and the individual,
To our defense, I think, but isn't the Bible a manual for life, basically?
It's a manual for life, but it doesn't make you ignorant to life. Like, you mustn't be ignorant to daily life and what comes with daily life, what comes with circumstances, what comes with emotions because
Yeah.
of those circumstances, right? It's not that you are. It's not that you must neglect the word of God,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
there
yeah.
is a way of preaching without shoving down scripture,
Yeah,
down
yeah.
someone's throat. Because essentially with that, it feels like you're not hearing me. It feels like you're just literally just trying to preach to me. You can preach the gospel, you can preach the word of God, you can use scripture, but within a conversation.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can tell someone, no, don't be anxious, don't worry, what you're worried about, what you're anxious about,
Yeah, yeah.
you can pray about it. I'll even help you to pray about it. After praying about it, you'll feel calmer, you'll
Yeah.
feel at peace. That doesn't sound like it's just an example.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
sound like I'm preaching down your
So,
throat,
so,
but it's literally a verse. You understand? So there's a way to
so basically,
manage those things.
what you're saying is that what they could have done better was just to convey the message in a loving manner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
understanding manner.
Understanding manner,
More,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. No, I apologize about that. In terms of my Christian brothers and sisters, we do get through those
Get excited.
scenarios. Yeah. Yeah. And mentally, how did that whole process, of having to, if I don't know if I remember correctly, your dad kind of went through a lot of struggles in terms of his health, and then his passing, and then now having to live in a space where he's no longer there. You don't see him though, as regular, not even as regular, but you don't see him anymore the way you used to see him, and having to see your mom in her emotional state, to see your sister in her emotional state. How did that, you know um in lack of a better term, how was your mental health, or mentally, how were you?
It was bad. I was insane. Yo, I lost it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, mentally, sahleka manje,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, mentally it was really bad. I really, what do they call it? Is it deteriorate or went on
Deteriorate,
a,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. On a
no,
downhill,
on a
yeah.
downhill. I definitely went on a downhill mentally. I was questioning a lot of things about life. I was questioning a lot of things about God, as I said. I was questioning this new reality.
Yeah.
Like, what? You know?
Why?
Why? How? Like, yeah, I felt like somewhat an identity crisis.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
A lot of confusion, a lot of frustration. So it affected me a lot. There's the grieving part, but already prior to the grief, I was someone that was already diagnosed with anxiety, So now it just adds to it,
Yeah.
and then comes depression as well. So it got so bad that I couldn't function like a normal person.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, no, I couldn't do like daily
Yeah.
activities. Like daily activities, like getting out of the bed and going to the door felt
Yeah.
like a mountain. Like it felt like,
For real.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't concentrate at work. My memory was affected. I was just easily triggered by a lot of things. I was exhausted. I was just not in a good state to continue with life like it's normal.
Did you ever dive into substance abuse?
Substance abuse, as in.
Like, can be drugs, can be alcohol, it can be Coke. As in Coca-Cola, the one you drink. or did you know? There's many substances.
I went on medication.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went on medication. But before I went on medication, you see, like flu meds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get ones that like make you drowsy.
Yeah.
I started drinking those to sleep at night. I started drinking those so that I could sleep at nights because I really struggle to sleep at nights. Have insomnia as well.
Yeah.
So I used that. But then I got referred to, my psychologist referred me to my psychiatrist, and then that's when I got like my medication.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh wow. Oh, that's hectic.
Yeah.
No, I can understand. Going through that, because sometimes when there's that void, you're trying to fill it, and how you're trying to fill it is just through you just gonna try.
You wanna numb the pain. Yeah. You just wanna numb the pain.
For a moment, when you said you remember that flu meds, I thought maybe you're gonna tell me about what do the kids call it, that cough syrup and
Jaeger.
no, not the Jaeger. No. The cough syrup and Sprite. And it makes like a purple thing.
Oh no, that looks poisonous.
Lin. Yeah,
Yes, Lin.
Lin.
Yeah. No.
I thought maybe you were.
That looks poisonous.
I thought maybe you went to Lin. I was like, was it that hectic?
No.
Yeah. And those are the things that you see people do. But
definitely to numb the pain, to try and escape. So makes sense.
And in that journey, having your psychiatrist and a psychologist, what helped you there, apart from the psychiatrist giving you the right meds, but what do you think helped you to kind of, just push through that whole...
Yeah, because I was then admitted at a mental health clinic. When you're there, you get resources and support from experts, right? So I was seeing my psychiatrist, it's a tongue twister, and an occupational therapist. So with a psychologist,
all of them, yes.
with the psychologist,
yes.
They're basically like a human form diary, whatever. They help you to unpack things. The psychiatrist gives you the drugs. Yeah, which one do you want? And then the occupational therapist helps you with like daily life, how to incorporate coping mechanisms and habits and all of that in your daily life that also help with aiding the treatment, because you're not supposed to just rely on the treatment.
Okay.
You are supposed to implement healthier coping mechanisms, So that's when I had started working out more, started reading more, started going into like painting. I'm not an artist, but for fun, man, just like a stress release. So I'm very big on stress release.
She's not an artist, but she's a dancer. That's the one thing that you should She's
I try.
Dancer, yes.
I try.
Wow,
But yeah. So it's just like having healthier routines in your life, incorporating healthy things in your daily life to also help, calm your nervous system, to help calm your anxiety, breathing exercises and stuff like that. Again, so that you're not just depending on the medication.
Okay.
Also learned a new term, batiki sleep hygiene. So training your body, it's time to sleep now.
Is that the thing that they have on iPhones where it tells you to sleep? And then
okay, yeah, maybe. I don't have an iPhone. I wouldn't know.
Wow. Okay. And then another thing. Okay, enough of the too deep stuff. I want us to go back to the times when you were the PK. Then you still are a PK. Yeah, and like that. How was your dating life? Actually. How was your dating life?
It was a secret.
How so? Tell me about one experience you had. Like, how was that?
One experience how like it was a secret. I was afraid of dating though because of how it was a rule that you're not supposed to date. The way dating was preached to us is that you are Jezebelling. So, Akiritina, we have an understanding of dating ukuthi man, if you get into a relationship, this is my one person, this is what we're doing, this is what we're putting. Church people don't believe that. If you're dating, it means you are, doing weird things.
Yeah.
So having a crush on someone, wanting to get to know someone had to be done very discreetly. So I wasn't allowed to like meet guys outside, be like, oh mama, I'll be back, I'm just gonna meet to tap or no, had to do it in a way where as friends we're going to the mall, and then his friends must also come to the mall, then we meet there, you know. So something like that happened as well. That was my first time organizing. I think it was in grade 11. That was my first time organizing to meet someone I had an interest in at the mall. Yeah, because then it's a group thing. It is. But then, this is yahlangana. Yabo? Okay, now it was cute. Ha ha ha. Flirty. Only to find out afterwards that he had a girlfriend.
Hi, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, this is gents. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like this. Gents are evil.
That time I was working with my friends. Like, I'm working with my friends. Oh my goodness. And they're like, yeah, no, he's your boyfriend now. He's like, no, he hasn't asked me though. No, he's your boyfriend. Jiggy. We see him walking there with another girl.
Hi, boy.
And I was on my way to just get a milkshake.
Hi, boy.
I say food, the milkshake.
Oh, and he's the one who flirted with you.
Yes, he was the one pursuing me. But yeah. Hi.
And then did you have any other experience where you managed to kind of date someone and your father maybe getting to know about it, or even not getting to know about it, or your mom, you know?
No, not my dad. My dad, no. He made it clear that if there's anyone in our lives, he'll find out through my mom, and that's because the man is now, their intentions is to batala ilobol. So my dad, we never spoke anything like that with him. But then my mom, when I went to varsity, she started having conversations with me, like she wants me to be now more open about my love life, because she wants to be there for me as my mom. You know, agafuning maning shayise lena nyana, she's here. You know, so rather we have those conversations. But it was awkward. It was awkward. Like, what do we say? Like, I can't be like, yo, mama, your brother. Or, no, it's weird. It's awkward. But she opened up that space to be like, when you have an interest in someone, please let me know about it. I know that we're not doing things the way they did things. I get it now. Fundisi, hlanganani, bese niyashada, arranged marriage type of vibes, yabo.
How did they meet?
My parents, they met through a church.
Oh, okay.
My dad approached the pastor and said that that's my wife, right?
All right.
And then they had to pray about it, and then the pastor spoke to my mom, and my mom was like, independent girly. So then my dad and the pastor continuously had to like pray on it. My mom did her own ventures and stuff like that, and then after 4 years, God communicated to my mom, and then my mom was like, oh, okay, yeah, and my dad had waited for her, and then it happened, right?
You see, so prayer does work.
Prayer does work.
Does work. You wait for it.
You wait.
You know.
Like he literally waited. Yeah.
James must be patient. Wait. Yeah.
But now things are not the same as back then. Now I don't want to like marry a stranger. Like, we thank God that they were soulmates. They were meant for each other.
Yeah.
But I want to know my partner first before, you know. But my mom is very understanding of that as well, you know. So being open to her about my love life and how things are going and stuff like that. So
and your sister, what about her? Was she overprotective over you and stuff like that?
I mean, she
Especially in
was
terms of your
protective.
dating life, yeah.
Yes, she was protective. She definitely was protective as an older sister, but she also had that point of view of how strict our parents were.
Yeah.
So she wanted to be a safe space for me. So my sister really was a great support, especially through my varsity years.
Yeah.
Because when I'm in varsity, I'm coming from the bubble
Yeah.
from home. When I was at home, I didn't know what was happening around the world. I didn't know a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then when I went to varsity, I'm exposed to this world where there's this, that, there's this.
Wakrufa.
And I'm not comfortable enough to have these conversations with my parents. So my sister was a great support. Like she was a big sister.
Yeah.
So there was that nice balance between protective but also someone I can count on or seek advice from, or I'm not embarrassed to let her know that, hey, I'm in this situation and stuff. So yeah.
And for your home life, how was it growing up with your sister and being a PK? Like how was you guys'?
Yeah, it was a movie. It was a movie. Because me, I won't speak for my sister, ne? But my sister and I have very different personalities in terms of she has a very feisty and fiery personality.
Yeah.
She's like a firecracker, and she genuinely does not like being boxed.
Yeah,
ne?
yeah.
I don't like being boxed, but I'm also not confrontational. I don't I can't speak, you
Yeah.
know. Like ngisaba abantu, ngisaba, tension, whatever. So in instances where we are uncomfortable about something, my sister was very honest.
Yeah.
She was very honest. I'm not doing this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to. It wasn't out of disrespect and stuff, but it was a thing of, please allow me to be myself, especially when she was now teenager and stuff. Allow me to be human. We can't all be robots and be the same. So there was a lot of conflict with regards to that. But then with me, even though I had discomforts and everything, I just suffered in silence. I just kept it to myself.
Was there ever a time when the two of you kind of maybe wrestled and fought, and the thing that caused the cause of that conflict was the church?
I wouldn't say, because there's definitely been a time where we did not see eye to eye for a long time, but I wouldn't say it's the church. I think it's built up hurt from different aspects and different areas of life and trauma, and I also definitely believe the grieving also added to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Yeah, so the grief is a very, very it's something that really affects people. I think I've seen it, especially with families, and if it's especially if the person that passes on is the cement of the family, then it becomes that thing of everybody just keeps spreading and becoming more and more apart.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah, and how has been your life now? Why? Not even why, but what's your thoughts about church now? Now.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. My thoughts about the church now is that the church needs to be honest with itself. Right?
In what way?
I feel like the church tends to be very judgmental on non-believers or people running away from church and people not wanting anything to do with the church, people speaking badly about the church. We won't be ignorant to the fact that yes, there's definitely the enemy at work as well, who is trying to spread, a bad word or negative word surrounding Christianity, surrounding the faith. We get that, right? But the church also needs to do an introspection in how they handle the children of God, how they handle believers and non-believers, how their approach on deliverance, their approach on everything must be prayed about. Like,
Yes,
yes,
yes, yes.
pray, but there's also other resources that God has placed in our lives that we can utilize for
Yes,
a person's
yes.
journey in healing, there's this fixation on like miracles and miracle deliverance and everything like that, and it's like then you neglect the journey that a person is meant to take, and that journey is more real, it's authentic, it's raw, because they get to understand God. They get to understand God through the highs, the lows, falling, and God, picking them up. God, like there's a journey with it, but it just seems like as the church, we're so fixated on the miracles and we're so fixated on the finished product. We're so fixated on the holiness. We're so fixated on working towards perfection that we neglect the human nature. Should the human nature be spoken of, it's more of, sinful, which is then also a negative light, which then brings guilt, which then brings condemnation. So to say it's not a safe space, it's not a safe space for a human being that's just working on themselves.
But don't you think, at the same time, looking at that point, don't you think the wrath of God as well needs to be? Yes, we do have the loving God, the loving side of God, and all. But don't you think we still need to experience the fighting side of God, where look at the Jesus who turned tables upside down and was like, this is a sin. As much as people were doing it as a way of living, selling stuff in the temple, but he was like, nah, this is a sin. We can't be doing this, 10 tables upside down and stuff like that. So I could look at it in that manner and say, okay, so don't you think as well there needs to be something or some form of I could say discipline, lack of a better word as well, some form of discipline where people are kind of condemned for what they're doing wrong and being told it's a sin. Don't you think we do need those things as well?
Yes, definitely. A person should be corrected. I don't know about condemned, but correction.
Corrected. Yeah.
Correction is definitely it's the standard of the Bible. You love your fellow brothers, your fellow sisters. You
them.
take them aside. You let them know that what they're doing is not okay. Correction is a thing, and a correction needs to come out of love, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
also then I guess one needs to be honest with themselves that when they are pointing out a fault, what is your agenda? What is your motive of
Yeah,
pointing
yeah.
out that fault? Are you ridiculing a person, or are you genuinely looking out for them and you just want them to do better? And that causes one to be honest with themselves, because
Yes,
we
yes.
can't tell you that, okay, I was after pointing to that person, you doing it with love.
Yeah,
You're the one that can be honest, right? But then also look at the fruits of the actions. Look at the fruits of the actions, because you can have like two scenarios, né? Where like a parent is correcting their child,
Yeah.
and they're correcting them out of love, né?
Yeah.
Correcting them, like disciplining them so that they are in the right way. But the way they do it, the way with love, the way they approach it, them understanding that child and them letting that child know that no, but I'm still here for you,
Yes,
even
yes.
if you're doing all of these things, but this is wrong. The child will still be receptive towards the parent, will learn to be more
Yes.
disciplined, will learn to be more obedient.
Yes.
But then if you look at a household where the parent is correcting but it's very like harsh, there's a lack of compassion, there's lack of kindness, lack of gentleness, lack of understanding. Their point is just to take the message across. That's
Yeah.
it. I have told you this is wrong. That's where the condemnation comes in. That's like you're making a person feel guilty and carry this burden of this is wrong,
Yes,
right?
yes.
There's a lack of love there. And in situations like that, you find that the child probably distance themselves or they rebel, because they're not being. It's not a safe space for them. So I know that as Christians, it is our mandate to spread the true gospel.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to sugarcoat it, but what we're saying is there's a lack of love. There's a lack of emotional intelligence when it comes to people outside, but even within the church, in the way we deal with certain things. That's why people hide when they feel ashamed about certain things, or they'd rather miss certain Sundays, you know, because like they feel like they're carrying shame about something.
Yes.
Like, church shouldn't be a courtroom, should be a hospital. You know? So yeah. So it doesn't love does not negate correction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love does not negate correction. Right. So yeah, quite conversations with Jackson Pastoor, and I think the camera is off, but it's okay.
Okay.
I will sort it out.
Okay.
Yeah, quite conversations with Jackson Pastoor. Thank you very much, Andisiwe.
Thank you.
This was a great conversation, and yeah, let us continue. It's the PK series part 3. So yeah, we out. Peace.
Peace.